I ended up doing a girl that was from the hood. And trust me when I say this was not a smart idea. So if you don't subscribe right now, you will end up doing a girl in the hood. What is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to an embarrassing story. So today's story all takes place back when I was in high school. This was my grade 11 year, and I remember in grade 11, as you guys may know, I would do whatever walked. And I remember back when I was in high school in grade 11, I won't lie to you, there was a lot of different types of girls in my high school. Since I'm not gonna lie, my neighborhood had like two major different parts. There was the hood, and then there was the more privileged side, as they may call it. And I remember I was born in the privileged side of things, luckily, thank God to my parents. But at the same time, the sketchy side had their sketchy people. And I won't lie to you, when those sketchy people were in my school, they really changed the way and the dynamic of how the school worked. Like, for example, for them, they thought it was totally normal to bring weapons to school. I don't know who thinks that's normal. It is not a good idea. And the one time where I brought a weapon was not a good idea, but that's a story for another time. But I will say this, these girls that were from the hood had the most insane attitude ever. Like, imagine Whoa Vicky in your school. It was as bad as that. And I remember basically one time when I was in school, me and my friends and the boys, I will say, all agreed that we would never go with a girl like that. It was just something that we promised to each other because we knew that they were probably the most dangerous things ever. I hate to say things, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you saw the way these girls interacted with each other, it wasn't womanly at all. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember one time though, basically me and all my friends, we were in our science classroom and we were doing a science project all together, and it was like a group of 5, so obviously me and all the guys decided to be together and do the project. In my science class as well, there was a group of girls that were also doing a science project, and they were, well, how do I put this? The girls from the hood. They were doing a science project, but obviously all of them were like so brain damaged and just so sassy to the point where none of them wanted to do the work. So my teacher, knowing how me and the guys were getting work done and they weren't getting anything done, she ended up basically deciding to split us into different groups and basically combine us with the hood girls. Now, me and the boys obviously hated that. You guys know, if you guys get paired up in a group of girls or a group of people that you don't like, you're not going to enjoy it. But me, I remember I ended up basically just doing what I had to do to pass the class, and I ended up going to the sketchy table where all the hood girls were at, and basically me and them, we ended up basically working on this project. And what I ended up figuring out was actually pretty shocking, because I remember as I was working on this project, there was this one girl that had the most weirdest accent and attitude I've ever heard. And I remember she looked at me saying, "Hey, yo, Bubba, I gotta say, bro, like, you really know what you're doing." "Yeah, thanks. I'm just going off the worksheet that the teacher gave us." "Oh, damn, you're like smart like that? Like, oh my goodness. Good stuff, Bubba. I am so proud of you, like, gang." "Okay, cool. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know if this girl was actually speaking English to me, because every second word she would say something like gang or squaw or something weird that just wasn't English. But I remember one thing led to another throughout science class. As me and this girl were working together on this project, she ended up looking at me saying, "Yo, I was wondering, Bubba, like, you should add me on the Snap. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and you should like definitely like hit each other up more." Are you asking for my Snap?" "Yeah, are you like brain damaged or something? Like, come on, squaw, like just add me on the Snaps." So I remember she ended up just grabbing my phone and adding herself on Snapchat, because for some reason this girl would not take no for anything, which, to be fair, most hood girls were like that. And I remember one thing led to another, the bell rang, and basically me and all the boys got out of that classroom as fast as we could and headed for the cafeteria. Not just because it was mac and cheese day, but on top of that, it was just a day where we just did not want to interact with those girls ever again. I remember as we were heading to the cafeteria though, one of the guys ended up looking at me saying, "Yo, bro, why was that girl on your phone, by the way?" "Oh, I don't know, she just wanted to add me on Snap or something. I don't know why. I just let her, I guess, because I didn't want to say anything to get in trouble." "All right, well, just block her after." Okay, cool. "Yeah, I probably will," is what I told him afterwards. And that's exactly what I did. I remember the next day came and I unadded the girl, and basically I ended up going to school. And when I went to school that day, I am not joking, I literally walked through my school hallway in the morning, and the first thing I see is the hood girl that I worked with yesterday in science class. She came up to me and said, "Yo, Bubba, did you unadd me on the Snaps? Like, who do you think you are? Seriously, like, are you kidding me? Like, did I do something wrong to you? Do we have beef right now? Are we scrapping?" I ended up looking at her so confused, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I just unadded you. Like, it was just a mistake. My bad." "Oh, okay. Well, like, just give me your phone." So she ended up grabbing my phone once again and adding me on Snap. It got to the point where, I'm not gonna lie, this girl showed that she was very interested in me, but I don't know what for. And I remember later that day when it was lunchtime, once again, this girl ended up walking up to me with her whole crew of hood girls, all walked up to me wearing the most weirdest clothing ever. Like, I am not joking. They were wearing like Aritzia puffer jackets and wearing like these like hood girl items that, I'm not gonna lie to you, made no sense. And I remember this girl ended up walking up to me as I was surrounded by a bunch of hood girls. And she walked up to me saying, yo, Bubba, I was gonna ask you over Snap, but like, you didn't like respond a lot on Snap. So I'm just gonna ask you right now, do you want to join me in a party that's happening like this weekend? I mean, I can. Yeah. Where's the party at? Oh, it's in like in the South Side. Like, you should definitely like join in. Like, it's gonna be me and my squad. So like, if you show up, like, we'll let you in. You know what I'm saying, dog? I ended up looking at her with my eyes wide open, not knowing what to say. And I remember the boys were right behind me, totally confused on what in the world I'm supposed to do there. And me, I was frozen for like a good like 35 seconds, not saying a single word. And I remember as I was not saying anything, I looked to the side of this girl that was asking me out to go to the party with her. And as I looked at this girl behind her, this girl was a total hood girl, and she ended up actually flashing her knife at me that she was carrying throughout school. Once again, for some reason, hood girls like carrying weapons. It made no sense to me and I don't like it, but basically I had no choice and to say this. Yeah, sure, I'll pick you up, I guess. I'm down. Oh, bro, you don't have to pick me up. Like, the squad literally lives there. Like, it's our squad house. What, like a Team 10 house? No, that's Jakey Paul's, weirdo. This is like our squad house. Okay, cool. I'll pull up to the squad house then. Okay, well, I'll see you there. I remember she ends up walking away, and basically me, I was just totally confused on what just happened. And I ended up going back to the boys, and all of them were telling me, bro, you cannot go to that house. You're gonna get like mauled. Like, you should not go to that house. Something bad could happen to you. But me, honestly, I did not know what to do because I didn't want to go to school every day being terrified that these hood girls were gonna come after me because they were pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I remember the next day happened, and basically I ended up getting ready for the party. It was a Saturday, and I remember I ended up basically, you know, going to this girl's squad house or whatever that means, and basically showed up. When I got there, I remember I walked through the front door, and I'm just looking around, seeing all these girls just, you know, hanging out and stuff. And there was a couple of hood guys there as well, but I tried to stay away from them because I'm not trying to die. And I remember as I was walking around, instantly I see this girl that asked me out walk up to me and say, oh, yo, Bubba, like, you're at the house, bro. Like, welcome. Yeah, thanks. So what do you guys do here for fun? Here, do you want some of this? She ends up holding a bag of sugar. I'm not gonna say what it was, but it was not legal. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to get in trouble by any platform to demonetize this video. But I'm gonna say, like, doing a bunch of illegal stuff and the amount of contraband in that house, I'm not gonna lie, me being there, I could go to jail. So I remember I started looking around, and this girl kept trying to pass me alcohol, tried to pass me a bunch of stuff that I'm not gonna lie, I did not do any, because obviously doing that stuff was not cool. And also I didn't feel safe there. So obviously I'm not gonna take anything if I don't feel safe. So this girl realized that I definitely wasn't having fun at this party, and she definitely recognized that and really wanted me to have a good time. So one thing led to another. I remember she ended up looking at me saying, "Bubba, I thought you were gonna have more fun at this party, but if you're really not having fun, here, just let's go to my room." Okay, sure. So I remember she ended up taking me up to her bedroom, and me thinking that we were just gonna do more illegal stuff that I did not want to do. She ended up taking me up there, and the first thing she did was just take everything off. I am not joking. I did not know what to do. I was in shock, and I'm just looking at her thinking, okay. At that moment, I knew that me and her, we were probably gonna end up doing the Devil's Tango. And honestly, I didn't really want to do it at that time, if I'm being honest with you, even though I do the Devil's Tango with almost anything that walks. I gotta say, at that moment, I knew that I had no choice. So I remember me and her, we ended up doing it, and we're in the middle of it, and one thing led to another. I ended up hearing 3 girls slam into the room, and all of them were holding knives, and one of them was actually holding a full-on gun. I am not joking. She was holding a weapon, and she's just pointing it at me saying, yo, get off our girl, squad. What are you doing to her? And I remember I start freaking out, and I'm just putting my hands up, and I'm just standing up and on the side of the bed just with my eggplant out going, she wanted it. I mean, yeah. And I'm freaking out, like, just terrified of what these girls are gonna do to me. And I remember this girl, she tried to calm everyone down. She's like, oh, guys, it's okay, squad. Like, I wanted it. Like, he's super attractive. He's so cute. And I'm just like standing there thinking, okay, you know what? I should probably go. So I ended up looking at this girl, and I ended up basically like saying how like my mom needs me at home, and like, you know, how she's severely sick and I need to go see her. And obviously for some reason these girls understood that, and they're like, oh, like family's everything, brah. So like go see your mother. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see my mom. So I put on my clothes as fast as I can in front of these girls, and I sprinted home. And I got to my house, and I promised myself I would never go hang out with hood girls again, bro, because it was the most scariest thing ever. But on top of that, what I will say is that just fall for more embarrassing stories like this one. Peace out, guys.